State Department needs to give me all of the emails that we have requested from the 7th floor principals, including Uma Abedin, Cheryl Mills, Jake Sullivan, Patrick Kennedy. Exactly, because she's been insistent that she's coming once, which means I have to be equally insistent that that one time be constructive and productive. And when these emails are released, I want you to count the number of times she said, keep them coming, this is great, useful information.
Yeah, right. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, joining us now is Larry Klayman, founder of Freedom Watch, freedomwatchusa.org, former federal prosecutor. Larry, welcome.
Welcome, Steve.
We've had so much go on in the past few days. We've had the, I guess, Sidney Blumenthal meeting, unfortunately to me, behind closed doors with Trey Gowdy and his committee. And now the revelation that as Secretary of State back in 2011, Hillary used her personal email account to talk about a no-fly zone to help topple Muammar Gaddafi. Now, she has said that all she used her personal email account for was to communicate with Bill, who says he doesn't use email, and to talk about yoga and her grandkid and blah, blah, blah. So here she is lying again.
Well, what we know here, Steve, is a pattern and practice. It's what I've alleged in the lawsuit we talked about last time down in the Southern District of Florida. It's a RICO lawsuit. Is that throughout her career, and at least for the last 10 years, she's been using government services, selling them in exchange for contributions to the Clinton-Gore campaign, to her president's re-election campaign, to the Democratic Party. It's no surprise that she's doing this kind of thing. It's no surprise that she's hiding email, because back in the late 90s, Judge Royce Lamberth, in a case that I had concerning Filegate, ordered the recreation of over 1 million emails in the White House under her control and Cheryl Mills's control that went missing. So this is something that she's good at, she's practiced it, and she's been able to skate from justice all these years, but this time, I believe her time is running out.
And what do you make of the testimony, as far as we know, as we've been told, of Sidney Blumenthal, that Blumenthal was basically a conduit for some other third party who had business interests, financial interests in Libya, and he was passing on this advice to Blumenthal, who gave it to Hillary, and Hillary has admitted that she then passed it on unattributed to other people in the State Department at various times.
This is the culture of corruption of Washington, D.C., where I have the misfortune of finding myself today. It's part and parcel to what happens here, is that these bottom feeders like Blumenthal, he allegedly was a journalist years ago. He went to work for the Clinton White House. He was the hitman who tried to destroy many of my clients, Jennifer Flowers, Juanita Broderick, Dolly Kyle Browning, Paula Jones. He's a sleazemeister, and he gets in there. They burrow in like cockroaches, and they feed off of their powerful friends like Hillary Clinton. He was in there for money. He's into Libya. He's into a lot of different things. But Sidney Blumenthal is one of a number of people like that, Democrat and Republican, in Washington, D.C., but he's in the higher echelon of corruption.
All right, I want you to hear a tape that's been revealed. This is from the 90s, the mid-90s, I believe, 94. Donna Shalala. This is before Hillary came out with the vast right-wing conspiracy on the Today Show. Listen to Donna Shalala talking in some recording that the Washington Free Beacon got a hold of. Watch and listen.
What's the toll on them?
They become paranoid. Paranoia. They think people are out to get them, this right-wing conspiracy stuff. There is a feeling in the White House that there is, and I don't know whether it's Carville or Begala or who's giving them the materials, but sitting on the desks of their staff, there's these materials on this right-wing conspiracy. My reaction to that is, so what? So what's new?
All right, so she said they were paranoid, and this is back in 94.
Well, they have a right to be paranoid. I used to say back in those years, in the 90s, early 2000s, when Hillary would accuse us of being a right-wing conspiracy, it was kind of a takeoff on Woody Allen's line, only if we're doing it right. I won't get into what he said. Yes, there should be a conspiracy, not just between conservatives, but all people that believe in ethics, the rule of law, believe in our government. And believe it or not, even though I fight that government on a daily basis, I'm an idealist, and I'd like to see an honest and representative government, and that's why I do what I do. So nothing wrong with the conspiracy, Steve.
All right, let me ask you. People look at you, and with all due respect, and this, you know, they see gravitas, and they don't see a comedian. Yet you tell me you've done stand-up, and I understand that there's talk of you and Jennifer Flowers, your former client, getting together and doing some kind of show? Talk about that.
Well, we're going to do it. I have done stand-up down in Florida, in Boca Raton, the Buddha Bar down there, and I enjoy it. I don't have the time usually. Most people think I'm serious. Maybe that's the aspect of my humor. But yes, we are going to do something. It's going to be tasteful, and it's going to be a way to communicate to the American people what they're up against right now, in a nice, good-natured way, to explain how Hillary Clinton is not a defender of women's rights, but in fact she, George Stephanopoulos, James Carville, and others actually tried to destroy the women who were taken out of the woodwork, not on their own volition like Jennifer Flowers, but were outed because they had had a relationship with Bill Clinton and they had to defend themselves.
Right.
And Hillary Clinton tried to destroy their reputation. She tried to trash them. And in fact, she succeeded.
Just briefly, so it's going to be a comedy kind of routine with this message, you and Jennifer Flowers?
Yeah, it's going to be a comedy, but it's going to be in good spirit.
When can we look for it?
In the next few months.
All right. Larry, great talking to you, sir. Thank you very much.
Next time, folks, I'll tell a few jokes, Steve.
All right. Yes, jokes next time. Up next, the Malzberg political panel. But first, folks, Newsmax wants to send one lucky couple on a 7-day Silver Sea cruise to the Caribbean this winter. That's right. This luxury cruise aboard the Silver Wind is the trip of a lifetime. To win, you need to enter our sweepstakes. And here's how you do it. You visit newsmax.com/sweepstakes. It's newsmax.com/sweepstakes. It's that easy, folks. And from what I understand, you will not believe how luxurious this cruise is. So good luck. We're coming back. Don't go away.